Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Life Enhancement and Development Live on a Sunday morning. I'm Dr. Cassandra Washington, and it is indeed a pleasure to be with you on this Sunday morning. Happy New Year to you all. I pray that you have a wonderful, wealthy, blessed 2024 year. I pray that you are wealthy, you experience wealth in your health, finances, relationships, aspirations, whatever the promises and desires are in your heart. Well, today I wanted to share some things with you concerning your aspirations for 2024. Are you prepared for promotion? I do believe that this is the year where you will experience promotion, elevation, and you have to be prepared. So, I have a question for you, or some questions for you. Are you ready for the new you? I've been hearing people saying that this is a new year, a new me. Are you ready for the new you? Can you handle more responsibility, greater influence, more money? Can you be entrusted or trusted with the lives and well-being of other people? Can you be developed with entrusted with their growth and development? Whatever is assigned to you and whatever comes along with this new you, are you prepared for the promotion and elevation that's coming to you? You know, this year have already started out for some of us with some challenges, and some of us have already experienced death of loved ones, children just not doing what we know we trained them to do. Maybe you're a student who, at the end of the year, this past semester, you didn't do quite as well as what you thought. So this year is starting as a challenge as you go back for this next semester. And those of you who may have businesses or even just looking at the finances in your home, things didn't just line up right. The money wasn't looking right. The profits didn't come out right. So some of us have already experiencing some challenges, but could it be that these challenges are to prepare you for the new you, for what is being prepared to be entrusted to you? This promotion, this elevation comes with some responsibility and requirements. So you must know that life is going to keep happening. Just because it's a new year, just because you said it's going to be a new year, life is going to keep happening, and Satan is going to keep on doing the things that he's doing. But we have to know that God is still faithful and he can be trusted to make good on his promises. So I want to talk to you this morning and encourage you in this new year of being how to be prepared for your promotion and elevation. And to me, a lot of it is mental preparation, because that's where it all starts. The mind leads the way. However you think, whatever you believe, that's what's going to determine your decisions and your actions. So first of all, you have to be mentally prepared to know that there are going to be some challenges. There's still going to be some roadblocks. You know, just because you have these good things in mind, just because these wonderful promises, have been made to you. Just because you have this great vision and this great image doesn't mean that it's not going to come without some challenges. So yes, some roadblocks and challenges are going to be there, but you have to know that this is a part of your preparation. Don't lower your expectations. Don't lower your expectation. Expectation is a strong belief that something will happen or in your future. That thing that you are believing for, that person that you see being that best person, being that person of influence, being that wealthy person, and I'm just not just talking about money when I say wealth, being that wealthy person, healthy, financially free, being not limited in your finances to be able to do things for yourself, your family, and to help other people. Those things, don't that doesn't mean that the promises are not there. That just because you experience some roadblocks. So do not lower your expectation. Do not get rid of your confidence in the fact that this is for me. Don't lower your expectations. Another thing I want you to be prepared to help you be mentally prepared for your elevation and promotion. I want to encourage you to keep your focus, keep your eye on the promise, keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the end result, those things that you are looking for and expecting to happen. Don't get bogged down with distractions because these distractions come to take away your focus, to stop you from achieving and becoming who you know you can be and having what you know you should have. Distractions, this is one of the greatest areas where we need to exercise and activate mental preparation, because distractions comes in so many forms. Negative chatter is one of the main ways that we experience distraction, and I want to encourage you to stop giving your time and your energy to what someone is saying, negative stuff people are saying to you. Sometimes silence and timing is your greatest strategy. Just because somebody's saying something, you don't have to address it. You don't have to feed into it. You don't have to try to prove it to be right or prove it to be wrong. You don't have to give your energy, your time, your skills, your mind, none of that, your emotion. You don't have to give any of that to negative chatter. Another area where you need to keep your focus is whether or not good deeds are for you. Sometimes we think because something is good that we should get involved in it. But this too can be a distraction. Sometimes good deeds can throw you off. Sometimes getting involved in good deeds can make you lose your focus. But I want to encourage you, evaluate it. Is this something that I need to do? Does this align with what my purpose and vision is? And sometimes, even just simple things, family members are always calling on you to do things, to do something. And this can be a distraction. When you know anything, you can be so bogged down with doing things with other people, for other people, that you don't even have time to really do what you need to be doing for yourself and to make your vision and your goals manifest and come into fruition. So evaluate these good deeds. And if it's not for you, and if it's not something that you need to do, learn to say no. I know that's one of the hardest things to do because we don't want people to be upset with us. We don't want people to be disappointed with us. But you have to consider yourself and your well-being. Another area where we tend to lose our focus is because in the process of doing what we need to do and going forth and moving forward and what it is that we want, we are concerned about who is with us and who's not for us. Do not focus on that. Focus on what you're supposed to be doing and focus on yourself, being the best that you can be. And whatever it is you're doing it to the best of your ability, doing it effectively and efficiently. When you do good work and when you do what you're supposed to do, it will draw the right people to you. Another area where we tend to lose, that causes us to lose our focus, is financial challenges. You need to be mentally prepared for challenges in the area of finances. Just because your finances are not where they need to be right now doesn't mean that this is going to last always. You need to evaluate and see what it is that you need to do. Maybe you need to cut back on spending. Maybe you need to be a little more frugal. Maybe you need to be careful about what you pour your money into. And then there's nothing wrong with getting extra work to be able to increase your finances. So that's another area that can throw us off focus, because we focus on what we don't have instead of what we do have. Don't focus on what someone else has or what someone else is doing. This is a big, big, big distraction. I remember reading in the book of Psalms where David said, "My foot almost slipped by looking at the prosperity of the wicked." You're taking your eyes off of yourself and taking your eyes off of what God has promised and looking at what someone else has. That causes you to lose your focus, and that knocks you out of your own promotion and elevation. So don't focus on what somebody else has. That's not your business. It's not your business. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. Mind the business that promotes you. Mind the business that's going to make you who you need to be. In the book of Psalm 75, verse 4-7, here the psalmist says, "I warned the proud to cease their arrogance. I told the wicked to lower their insolent gaze and to stop being stubborn and proud. For promotion and power come from nowhere on earth, but only from God. He promotes one and deposes another." So you're looking at the wrong person, nobody else, and you can't even look at yourself. You have to know that promotion comes from God. The elevation comes from Him. He is the one who's going to elevate you. He is the one who's going to promote you. He is the one who's going to lift you up to where you need to be. And lifting you up is not just a natural stance, but also spiritually, emotionally, mentally. He is the one who can lift you up to where you need to be. No person has that power or has that ability in their hand. Here it says he puts up one and takes down another. So I don't care what a person brags about. It's not good to be arrogant and be proud to say, "I did this and I got this." No, you did not on your own, not in your own strength and not in your own power and not in your own ability. You did not get it on your own. God gave you the strength and the power and the mental capacity, the idea. He gave it to you. He gave you the ability to be successful and to be elevated. He was the one who did it. So don't focus on someone else and what they have. Focus on the one who has the ability to promote you. And another area of focus, you need to be reminded that you need to focus on what's in your hand. What's in your hand? It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter how big it is. What's in your hand? What is it that you have, and how are you using it? Are you doing what you should do with that gift, that skill, that talent, that ability that you have? What are you doing with it? Keep your mind on your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? When you don't get the claps, when you don't get the accolades, when you don't get the praises, does that stop you? Does that stop you from doing what you supposed to be doing, what you were made and created to do? So you keep your mind on doing what you're supposed to do and not what somebody else doing. Remember, it's not your business. And it's God's business to determine how you get to where you're going. He is the one who has the plan. In a live that I did before, I think when I talked about let it go, in Proverbs 16 and verse 1, it says that we can make plans, but it's God's plan for us that's going to prevail. And I like what Oprah Winfrey said when they were talking to her about the color purple, about her success in life. She got to the point where she stopped dreaming and she let God dream for her. And she just got in line with his dream. He got for her life. She got in line with what he wanted. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Keep your focus on what he says that he has for you. and you go with the flow, go with what he wants you to do. You just keep working, you just keep doing what he tells you to do, no more, no less. Because sometimes we can get into works and doing all these things, and it's not taking us anywhere because it's not what he told us to do. So keep your mind on what you're supposed to be doing and why you're doing it, and be willing to make adjustments. Sometimes we got in our mind that this is the way that it's supposed to go, and this is the way that we're going to do it. But you might need to make an adjustment in what you're doing. And all of this is preparation, because it will teach you new skills. Maybe he's trying to teach you a new skill. Maybe he's trying to open your mind and give you a new perspective on how to do things. And maybe he's trying to cause you to be the forerunner or the pace setter, to invent something new. Don't be afraid to do something that you never heard anybody do before, because he may be starting a new thing through you. That's awesome. Now, another area where you need to be prepared for your promotion, make sure you watch your attitude. Always stay in an attitude of rest. And by that, I mean things happen, things come, and sometimes things come that we're not expecting, and it throws us off. And that happens to us all. But you must be intentional about staying calm and staying in a place of rest and trust in God and his process. Always be thankful and keep an attitude of gratefulness and joy. Keep an attitude of gratefulness and joy. In everything, give thanks. Thanks. That doesn't mean that you're going to be happy about everything that happens to you, but you're thankful because you got someone to help you. You got God there to help you. You have him there to lead you through it. So keep an attitude of gratefulness, trust, and joy, and knowing that I'm just going through, because you're going to have to be trained and prepared for the elevation and the promotion. And finally, I want to encourage you to be persistent. I'm reminded in the Bible when the woman came to um, the unjust judge, and Jesus taught the disciples this parable to teach them, do not quit. Don't faint. Don't quit. Don't give up. You got to be mentally prepared for your elevation. Do not quit. Do not give up. She kept going to the unjust judge and said, avenge me of my adversary. And this unjust judge didn't have respect for God or man. But because of that lady's persistence, he said, I'm going to do what she's asking me to do. So don't stop doing what you are told to do. Stay consistent. Be consistent and stay focused. This is all a part of being focused. And sometimes things will come to you and happen to you back to back. Back to back just look like when you get over one hurdle, here comes another. When you get over that one, here comes another. And I know that what is happening is try to wear you down and to make you stop, make you quit. But do not quit. Do not stop. And you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested. You're going to be groomed, just like in school. When we were in school, you go to be promoted from one grade to another. You had to be taught. You were given material, but then you were tested. Before you were promoted to the next grade, you had to pass tests. And this is the same way in life. You're going to be trained, you're going to be taught, and you're going to be given principles, you're going to be given lessons, and you're going to have to pass the test in order to be promoted, because promotion and elevation comes with great responsibility. And we want the accolades, we want the titles, we want the ranks, we want the wealth, but are you prepared to handle it? And you have to be prepared to handle promotion and elevation and success. And don't think because it's small now that is not going to be great later. Don't despise small beginnings. Just because it's little now, don't stop. Keep working. Keep your focus. Keep your focus on where you're going and what the end result is. So I want to just give you some examples of people who were giving promises and told that they were going to do great things, and they held on to that, but they went through some training, they went through some things before they actually saw the actual elevation. One was David. It took David 15 years to become king, but he was anointed as a king when he was a young boy. But he went from being a shepherd to being a great warrior and then a king. And all of those things, being a shepherd and being a warrior, fighting the Philistines and doing all these things, David was being prepared for leadership. He was being prepared to be a king, and he had been anointed years before for that position of power and authority. So his character had to be molded because he went through a lot of adversity with his mentor, with the man that who he admired and who he served. He went through a lot with his mentor, but he did not disrespect him. He had the opportunities to hurt him, to respond in a negative way, but he did not. He kept his character intact and he was promoted. Another person was Joseph. Joseph was a slave and a prisoner, but he never stopped using his gifts and abilities. And he never let his character and his attitude change toward God and toward people. He stayed faithful to God, and he had a trusting attitude in God. He never did anything to retaliate against those who harmed him. As a matter of fact, when the time came for him to have an opportunity to retaliate to his brothers, he showed them kindness. And he said, "You all meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." What did he mean by that? Everything that happened to me, it was to get me to where I am today. And that is second in command to Pharaoh and to be in a position to help many people. So when challenges and obstacles and negative chatter and all these things come, you stay calm. You stay focused on who you are and whose you are and what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Keep trusting, keep believing, and keep knowing who you are and where it is that you're going. Keep doing good. Keep your focus and keep doing good. This is how you prepare. This is how you prepare. And if you do these things, you will see the promotion and the elevation in your life. Keep doing good because you're going to reap your harvest if you don't quit and if you don't give up. So you in this year, I'm not saying that everything is going to be so pleasing. Everything that's happening in your life is going to be so pleasing, but I am saying that elevation and promotion is for you this year. But there's some things that you have to do as well. You have to prepare yourself for that promotion. When we are giving uh positions of new rank and moving up in, and not just in natural positions, but to become that mature, developed person, you're going to have to be groomed. And a lot of times, adversity comes to help us be that person that we need to be. So I want to declare over your life. That's the reason that I call this organization Life Enhancement and Development. I want to declare over your life that you are loved, that you will be, and what God has designed and ordained for you to be. Don't run from challenges. Don't run from adversity, because these things come to help make you, these things come to work patience in you. If you're going to be a leader, you have to learn to be patient, and you have to learn to be a person that is quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Because if you are so quick to use your mouth, and if you are so quick to let your emotions rule you, you will knock yourself out of elevation and promotion. So I want to encourage you to think about these things that I've shared with you, these things about being, don't lower your expectations. Stay focused. Be consistent and be persistent in what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And when God revealed to you things that you need to change, adjustments you need to be made, be willing to make those adjustments. Be willing to do it, because guess what? He knows what you need. He knows how to get you where you need to be. And yes, life is going to keep happening. Life is going to keep lifing. But guess what? We have someone who helps us navigate this life and leads us in the best paths. He promised that he would do that. He would teach us to choose the best, and he will lead us in the best paths. But you will have to be willing to give your ear to his direction and his instruction, and be willing to be unique. Be willing to be different. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing, because what somebody else is doing may not be for you. And I don't judge that. I have to look and see what's good for Cassandra, what he says Cassandra needs to do. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Be willing to make the adjustments. This is a beautiful Sunday morning, and I know many of us are going to places of worship. And I want to encourage you that when you go to these places of worship, when you go to hear and listen and to be transformed, get the word and get ideas and get the principles and get what God is saying, so that you can be transformed to be who He has created you to be. So I want you all to have a beautiful, beautiful day. Enjoy this Sunday morning. Enjoy this Sunday. Enjoy your family, and enjoy what has been made available to you to be everything that God has for you to be. I'm just believing you're going to be better. You're going to be great. You're going to do great things. And because you become your best and you do great things, those who come into contact with you, those who are around you, are going to be elevated and going to be blessed also. So you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. We will resume again on Thursday. I was a little ill this week, but I'm coming back strong. So we'll see you Thursday on next week. You all have a blessed and wonderful day.